Hey everyone, Porterhause here, and I'm going to be showing you a match today in my Tiger 1 that I have nicknamed Ragnarok, and it's got my mark of excellence on the barrel. I love this tank. It's tough. It deals out a lot of damage. In its tier and one tier above, I can actually punish people pretty badly. You get anything above that, and yeah, anyway. It's a fun tank. It's going to be a match with my good friend Dera aka Mind Race in the world of tanks. He's one of my first subscribers, and not only my head moderator, but head admin on my Discord server. We had a lot of fun in this match. We were just giggling like a pair of idiots, and we did not anticipate how this match was going to turn out. I don't want to say too much. If you haven't noticed, this is the Christmas theme they have going on with the garage. I went with an all-Chinese theme, which I thought was pretty cool. And I really had a lot of fun with this last year. I had a lot of fun with it this year. I actually made tier 10 in like 3 days. I know they had a minor update, which I think fixed that because people were getting to this really, really quick. So, which is kind of a shame. But anyway, I did have a lot of fun with it. I got 4 female tank crew members, which I put into my jumbo. I didn't have enough to fill out the full staff, so I got these 3 smiling beauties and then this one grumpy guy who really needs to have a big shit-eating grin photoshopped on his face. So anyway, enough jabbering. Let's get on with the match. I'm sure you're going to enjoy it. Alright everyone, this is the Fisherman's Bay map, and I am in my Tiger 1, and I am playing with my good friend and my clanmate, Mind Race, aka Dera. He's over there in his Challenger TV. And we had a lot of fun playing this particular match, and I wish I had recorded it live because the pair of us were just laughing and giggling, carrying on like a pair of loons. And the more jokes we made, the better we became at playing this particular match. And I'm not going to say any more. I'll let you watch. A little bit of a historical note. You see the Tiger P over there and my Tiger 1. These were developed concurrently as part of a attempt to get a contract for a new heavy tank for the German army, and the Tiger 1 was the one that got the contract just because it was superior. The Tiger P had all kinds of problems. Even the company that made that, which believe it or not was Porsche, even had to concede that this was the superior tank. And for the life of me, I cannot remember the name of the German scientist, or engineer, I should say, that did this program. Anyway, I'm going to throw it back in game camera, and we're going to start with this T-29, who just bold as brass came out. And now he can't see me because I'm behind 2 rows of hedgerows. And the way the game mechanic works with the concealment, they can't see you even if you're firing. Unless you're fairly close. So he just gets punished right off the bat. And this KV-4 pulled out, and I wanted a piece of him, but unfortunately I couldn't get the reload in time to get him. I was a little nervous because he was closer. Now, I didn't pen him, but I did do critical damage. Now, this M6A2 pulls out. This thing's just a solid chunk of steel. I was having trouble finding a soft spot to hit him. Blind fired and just pulled backwards. And unfortunately, right there off the bat, we lost the Tiger P. Now, if you look at the mini-map, you can see Dera is up on that hill, going back and forth and just taking snipe shots at targets of opportunity. So I was hoping this KV-4 would back out, but he didn't. Now, my teammate, let me put it back in free cam for a second, and the 50 TP decided to come around, and for some reason he went down that side of the building and just put himself right out in the open. So I decided to pull out and take a couple pot shots, see if I could draw some fire for him. And I didn't pen anything. The IS-3 with me did, though. But he manages to back up enough to that corner to get out of sight. You saw right there that KV-4 pulled out enough for me to get a shot at him, and I took a big chunk out of him. At the same time, the artillery, their artillery got a piece of me too. So I'm gonna put it back in game camera. There's Dera up there, and he just got a big piece of that T-25. And the KV-4 is being smart enough to not pull out anymore. Now, I was a little worried about getting hit with artillery again, just because once they find me, they usually stay on me until I'm gone, until they blow up my tank. It's just the way it works. You can ask Dera. So you can see a little nervous, rocking back and forth, trying to make myself a harder target. And I was thinking about joining that 50 TP and the ISM, but I was a little worried about crossing that street because that would put me right out in the open. Well, my teammate in the IS-3 decides to do it, and as he pulls out, this IS-3A pops up. And I line up a pretty good shot on him and take a good-sized chunk out of him. I actually have one of those things. I have not played it yet. That was one of the things I got for free for, you know, from the Christmas event. So at this moment, I have a little over 1,300 points of damage, and we're just Dera and I are just laughing like, you know, like a pair of loons at this point. Now I was hoping this E-25 would back out far enough for me to put a round into him, and I was almost sure he was going to, but then he disappears. Now, about this point, we started getting rushed, and I just started getting pummeled by everybody. And I got 2 good shots into that Chi-Ri. Punished him for shooting at me. Unfortunately, I took a shot to the treads. I took some ammo rack damage. And I thought I had the large repair kit, but I only had the regular one. So I was only able to repair my treads. Now, I don't want to rush this too much, and I'll explain in a second here. The E-25 does pop out, and because my ammo rack is damaged, I can't get the reload fast enough to get a shot into him. A second shot, that is. Now, the reason I was concerned about the ammo rack damage is a Tiger 1 can be ammo racked pretty easily. So I make repairing the ammo rack, and it's a high priority, and I don't want to pull out until I can, because if I take another shot to the turret, there's a pretty good chance I will get ammo racked. So that E-25 is now dueling back and forth with the IS-3. But it's actually a TD that got him in the end. So now I'm a little over 2,000 points of damage, and I see the IS-3 starting to move up, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to join him quite yet. I really wanted the repair kit cooldown, but I'm pretty close. Now, this Tiger that's driving by right here was sitting in spawn up until about now. Apparently he was AFK washing dishes. If you rewind, you can see him comment about it in the chat. And so he goes driving by at 100% durability. I was kind of miffed, because I've been out here taking a pounding, and if he had been out here, we might have been able to do some more damage a lot faster, and maybe I wouldn't be in such a bad shape. Same with the IS-3. Now, I'm following the IS-3 because he kind of knows what he's doing. He's the right mix of aggressive and cautious. Heavy tanks are not infallible. If you overextend yourself, you expose yourself to artillery and TDs, and small tanks and mediums can get behind you or to the side of you and penetrate you from that way. Probably a lesson that Tiger 1, Mr. 6197 should have learned, because he just pulls out into the open. And you will see why in a minute that is a bad idea. So just as I round the corner of this house, this comet pops up, and immediately that Tiger 1 just starts taking a bunch of damage. Well, I was going to go try to help him, but at the same time this Crusader SP pops up. It's artillery, and he was a more immediate threat since he was behind us. And you can see right there that comet took a huge chunk of damage from my teammate Dera. And so I'm going after the artillery, but I'm trying to be careful because I don't want to get shotgunned. And then I realized two things. Is one, he's facing in the wrong way, and two, he just fired. So he's got a long reload cycle, and I'm not going to let him get away. And he almost does it. Almost. So right there, that's actually my first kill of the battle, so I'm a little over 2,300 points of damage. Almost 2,400 points of damage, I should say. And you can see that Tiger 1 is gone. And my teammate in the IS-3 is playing it cautious, especially since he's so low on health. Or durability, I should say. So I'm kind of doing the same thing. I'm trying to keep behind these buildings. Preferably the non-destructible ones. I will drill through a building with my gun to get at somebody. I do it all the time. Especially on the Studzianki map. Now I come up to this corner, and the only real concealment I have is this little tiny bush, and I got a big ass tank. And I'm still kind of iffy on how the concealment works on this game because it seems to change. Now I know there's a Tiger 1 down here somewhere, so I want to fire a shot, see if I can scare him up. And as soon as I fire and I pull back, I see he's there. I don't know if he moved because in reaction to my shot, or if he got spotted by one of my teammates. All I know is I put a round into his turret, and I wanted to see if I could get another one into his turret. Just for the same reason I was talking about earlier, because there was a pretty good chance I damaged his ammo rack, and if I can get a second shot into his turret, I might be able to ammo rack him. Unfortunately, I just wind up shooting dirt. Box. Now I see this SU pull out, and lo and behold, he has his side to me. And so I just start pumping rounds into him. You can see the Tiger there too. And I got 2 good rounds into him, and then he ducks between those houses, and I'm too late for a third shot into him or the Tiger 1. I started to pull forward. I see that T-25, and I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that. But the SU backed around the corner and put his rear to me, which is his thinnest armor, and he paid for that. Now that T-25, or excuse me, this S-51, which is an artillery, pops up, and I wanted this guy bad, but one of my teammates beat me to it. And then, so I'm going to concentrate on the Tiger, and just then the T-25 pops up. Dera right there actually finished the Tiger, and I wanted this T-25. One of my teammates beat me to it, and that was the end of the match. We had a lot of fun. Alright folks, I'm here with my good buddy Dera, and we had to re-record the audio for this because I had some technical difficulties with my NVIDIA software. I had to actually do a clean install to fix a lot of the issues, and one of it was just skipping the audio. In the original clip we did, it just sounded terrible. So we're just kind of redoing it, and we're kind of ad-libbing because this is like the day after. So anyway, Dera and I had a lot of fun in that match, and as I was saying in the video, we were laughing and giggling and making bad jokes and making fun of the guy who was washing his dishes while he should have been playing World of Tanks. Check. I'm still kind of mad about that. So
comes back.
Sorry, I was washing my dishes. What? My tanks have shredded. So, and then he just runs right out in the open and just gets absolutely destroyed. So, Dera, do you remember how well you did?
Fairly, yes.
So, but yeah, I know we basically, the two of us carried that match. Dera you got what, 3 kills?
3 kills, yep.
Yeah. And I actually saw a couple of those. I saw the Tiger One go down, and then you nearly got that Comet all by yourself. And I was actually going to join in on that, but during that point, I was chasing that artillery that popped up behind me. I mean, nobody spotted him until I drove around that corner, and then he moved. And fortunately, he was not paying attention to me at all. He was firing one last round, pointed in a different direction. I managed to get 2 rounds into him before he could get away, which was kind of funny. But anyway, was there any part of that match that you enjoyed the most?
Probably when the guy came back from washing his dishes. 8 minutes into the game. Sorry, guys. I was washing my dishes.
Sorry. I was washing my dishes.
Sorry.
So, Dera and I had a lot of fun with that. We got... now, if I pull it up on my replay manager, which I'm doing right now, and go look at that, which was the Fisherman's Bay map, unfortunately, the replay manager doesn't give me the full amount of credits and experience that I actually got in the match, because it doesn't take into the account that I have a premium account. And did the same with Dera. Let me pull up our damage. So the total damage we got is there, but our experience and our thing's not. Now, I got 3,177 points of damage. Dera was right behind me at 3,010, and he got the 3 kills, and I got 2, which was the Crusader SP who tried to make a run for it, and the SU 101 who just could not have lined himself up better for me to pummel the crap out of him. Now, I also got a Bruiser Fire for Effect. I got a spotter ribbon for that because I did 1,151 points of spot damage, and I got my Mastery Badge First Class. Do you remember any of the badges you got, Dera?
No. Sadly not.
I imagine you probably at least got a Bruiser and probably Fire for Effect, so...
Yeah.
So anyway, we had a great time. I really wish we could have recorded that live, because honestly, I think the harder we were laughing and making stupid jokes, the better we got at that match. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please remember to hit that like button, drop me a comment, and subscribe to my channel if you have not already done so. And also remember, if you didn't like the video, it's all Dera's fault. Isn't that right, Dera?
Whoa, hold on.